Oh, overcoming the narrative. How tough is it being a father in 2024? Because you
Mm,
hear everybody talking about how black dudes be abandoning their kids.
uh,
That's the ones y'all see, but y'all don't see the black fathers out here working, man.
yeah.
Staying out the way, man. They don't see that.
hmm
So what do you
Well,
think? If you could talk to the woman out there, how tough is it being a father in 2024?
um, it's tough if you're not used to it, but you never, not you never understand it, but if you got even if your relationship don't work out, you gotta understand being a father it's something serious, and some people take pride in. A lot of people take pride in it,
Yeah,
being a father.
100%. Yeah.
And as a person that grew up, in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, it's starting to shift back around to how it was in the 90s on the cool, whether people believe it or not.
Yeah.
And
So
you got, yeah,
before I get into how I will explain it, do you think that men should take their families to church? Do you think that's missing in the community?
take them to church.
Yes, as a family. Husband, wife, kids. Go to church together as a family.
I
There
think,
was a study that said when they used to do that, everything it seemed like everything was
mm-hmm,
better. And when the men stopped going to church, it's
yeah,
like everything just started from there. You stop going to church. You stop being faithful to women. You start having kids and dipping out on women. Welfare came. You can't have a man live in the house with you. Oh, that's easy. I ain't got to be in the house now. It's like the choices started to change
yeah,
that was happening. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Then drugs and all that.
The system was already in place. So now we probably um about 30 some years now into the system where it's easier on paper to be like, okay, I don't need to be in the household. It's not right, but it is what it is though. But people
What
have to
about going to
change.
church though?
Yeah, but know what I'm saying? Like the everybody know, like most of the people in church is nothing but women. Nothing but
Why
women.
is that? Why is that though?
Because they don't even want to listen to their man. They'll listen to a pastor before they listen to the man that they with, and they trying to tell them like, hey,
So let me ask you this: do you have to earn the trust of your wife, or do you think it should automatically be given when y'all get married?
I'm as a person, I'm kind of like on the fence with it
Yeah,
because I give people trust until I can't, till they can't be trusted. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But I'm
But you
saying, as
got,
far as a leader, being a leader of the
yeah,
house, do you think you have to earn the trust, or do you think it should be automatically received when you first? Because I struggle with this. And
hmm
I'm gonna say that it has to be earned. I
yeah,
used to think that when I was younger, because I grew up kind of
yeah.
and well, mostly women, pretty
Mhm.
much. And then the men that I did go around, they kind of was like strong willed, and I had to learn that when you first get married, though, you're starting out. You have to earn that trust from your wife to give the reins over to be submissive. You can't expect somebody to be submissive right out the box. That's what I would say to any guy. You can't expect that. It's a process over time kind of deal. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Because it's a mindset. It's a way of life that you have to build up to. You can't just automatically do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And,
But I would say that because I go to church, I see what they say a lot of women going to church, but I also see a lot of dudes choosing not to go to church for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I even tell people this at church. It's easy to find a way not to go to church, but how do you find a way to keep going to church?
And
But if people always find a way not to go. Oh, they saw this social media. Well, all pastors are not like that. You have to find the good ones. Good things are hard to find,
and
Just like a
and,
good woman, you got to find a good woman.
and that's the thing. The people that's leading the churches, y'all gotta see that if these are the people that's supposed to be leading it, why are they not living up to the creed the oath that they took? You
I'm saying it is people that are living up to it. It's just a lot of people not
those,
finding. They don't want to be up
those
under those people.
and yeah, and those are the smaller congregations that
Right. Right.
and
Exactly.
like
You know why? You know why people don't. You know why people. Most people. This is my opinion anyway. You know why most people don't like being under the smaller congregation, and the pastors who do got smaller congregation because
hmm
they hold people to a standard, and a lot of people don't
yeah,
want to be held to a standard. They just want to do what they want to do.
that's that's
You know.
and if everything like everything if people want everything to be peaches and cream, that's not how it goes. But
No, in the Bible it don't say this peaches and
yeah,
cream.
but
It's a strive to do better and better each day. That's
yeah,
it.
it now
Get better and better each day.
if you find the holiest of the holy in church, this is not the spot I need to be in. Also, like, but if the quote unquote pastor or preacher is leading the sheep or leading the congregation to where they need to go, or 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 have the best version of themselves, you got to lead up to it. Like, there's no way, there is no way, and I'm just speaking from my
Yeah.
understanding of just what I see, also, because it's a lot of great preachers out here, a
Yeah, it is.
lot, and not just preaching, they lead by example also.
Right. For sure.
But you know, it's stuff out is everybody's not meant to be a Christian or whatever. It's just how it's the yin and the yang. But whatever path that you on that'll bring you to where you need to be and continue on it. Hey, like I say,
As long as you believe, I'm not saying you, I'm
yeah,
just saying in general,
yeah,
as
yeah. I
long
know.
as a person believes that God sent his only begotten son not to die but give everlasting life, and he gives, because he died, he gave you a chance to
hmm
repent and turn your
hmm
life around.
hmm
Why wouldn't a person want that?
Yeah,
A lot of people you go cuckoo for cocoa puffs because some of the
yeah,
stuff I know for me, some of the stuff I did. If it weren't for me getting my life together, I probably would have went cuckoo for cocoa puffs because I
yeah,
was out there. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I
and
mean, everybody do. I'm just saying, from a man standpoint,
uh,
like I
the,
could see when men started to change and not go to church, how they could have changed the whole mindset. Uh, Based on areas and geographics and stuff like that. Because if you really, this is my opinion, it's an individual thing. A lot of people, it's kind of like driving a car.
hmm
Some people can focus on the road and know where they're going. But there are some people who can't drive because they're always looking at the side of the road, what's going
yeah,
on the side of the road. When you're dealing with God, you have to be focused looking at God and driving instead of looking at what's going on the side. Because everybody got issues. Even I got issues.
yeah.
But when you can understand that and get better, even with your issues, that's where it is. That's the real ministry is getting better day by day with your issues. You know what I'm saying? Whatever issues you have, a person in general. That's all I'm saying. So, getting back to this, how tough is it being a father in 2024?
But
What I would tell a young woman is if you're thinking about marriage, I want you to think about most of the men from the inner city. Let's say whether you grew up in Southwest, just say Southwest. Most of the men, we have a late start on career strategy, career navigation. We have the latest start in the world. Number one, not having a man present to teach you those things. Or number two, you don't have the know-how yet to really understand what you're really doing to getting into to get that stability. You know what I'm saying? So we're already at a disadvantage, right? So a lot of people saying they want the man to be able to take care of them. A lot of dudes not even at that level to take care of themselves yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just how the game go.
Yeah.
So the next thing is being a father is as a black man. I can only speak from a black man standpoint. Is you always have this. I know for me. I'm just gonna say for me, not every dude. I'm saying for me.
Yeah.
You have this thing in the back of your head of this desire to get to a place to where you can take care of your family, you can pay the bills without straining, and then you can go on vacation. Like you can live life without straining. Like going on vacation, then coming back and struggling for 3 months till you get back on track. You're trying to get to that level where you can do everything, or at least at a balance where you can do these things and it's not gonna strain you financially. Being able to hold down the house, that's a lot of pressure. I don't think people don't realize the pressure of
Yeah. Yeah.
being able to get a house, being able to have that down payment, being able to fix the car if it breaks, knowing what to fix, finding a mechanic that's reliable that's gonna fix the stuff. So when you get it back, you know it's gonna work until something else breaks. Stuff break on the house, what the know how to get it fixed, or know how to get ask somebody to get it fixed. You know what I'm saying? It's those kind of things of being a father or being a husband. You have to constantly like, how do I manage the bills? What system do I use to pay my bills? I got to pay the bills every month. What system do I use to do that with? How do I keep us in budget and
Mhm.
stay in budget? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do I get from month to month without having to borrow money, or without having to ask my mom or ask parents for money?
Mhm.
It's not an easy thing to do, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
it get tough. And
Yeah.
you have to really it's take a lot of discipline, a lot of sacrifice to
Yes.
be a father. And I think a lot of dudes don't want to do that. That could be tough because you have to sacrifice yourself for your kids. Kids don't understand how things go. They just want it. You know what I'm saying? What they want it.
Yeah. Uh, and to add on to that, it's like I ain't grow up uh, uh, with a father, but I had a daddy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that I learned, and it's a lot of stuff that I didn't learn.
Right.
But
Same here.
and it goes back to a lot of our parents. They grew up in a two-parent household, or it might have been toxic, whatever, and it might not have been. But like I say, it changed around the '80s. Like my the one my mama, her daddy, he died before, but he died when she was a baby. Well, look, well
Right.
not a baby, but
When she
he
was
passed.
young, before you got around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but my aunt, my aunt, her daddy raised them.
Right.
So but to get back to what I was saying, our our grandparents, great grandparents, all of them had a daddy. Every, a lot of them had a dad or a father. They had their father.
Right.
But in the '80s, it was like you saw everything start changing.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
stuff started changing. And
Starting to
then
crumble. Yeah.
and I started seeing it was like, but that was already in play. It was already in play, like in the '50s and '60s. Like they was locking everybody up, literally. And the ones that made it, they made it. But to answer the question, yeah, man, it's tough, especially because my kids are they're in a decent neighborhood. They ain't
Right.
like it ain't in the Hamptons or on top of the hill
Yeah.
type stuff. But
For sure.
you know, I'm listening to them, and they putting me up on game, and I'm trying to navigate them through it too, cause
Right.
cause these kids different now.
Right.
But when I dropped the jewels to them, this ain't nothing but like 91, 92. What I'm trying to tell them, cause every kid that you in school with, about 4 or 5 of them gonna be dead in jail.
Yeah, that's true. You never know what their situation is too. Tell kids all the time,
Man,
man. You never know. You know, you get to go to Larry's. If you get a good week in
man,
school, some kids they can't go to Larry's. It ain't even a possibility. They can't go to Larry's. It's not
man.
gonna happen. Um,
Hey,
and then too, being a father is, especially when you grow up without a father,
mm-hmm.
you don't really understand. You see it in more how you impact your kids until you actually see them in settings. And, like seeing my
Man,
kids in taekwondo class, they're well mannered, they're behaved. Um, then I could tell that having both parents in the house means a lot. But when I grew up without a parent, my mom was everything. You know what I'm saying? Judge, jury, and executioner.
yeah,
And like I say,
yo,
my dad he died at 12. When I was 12, you feel that it's like a void. It's hard to feel, because
mm-hmm.
a lot of dudes that they try to say that dudes get mad or the kids don't want to behave like with a stepdad, but it's really hard to trust somebody that's not your DNA.
Man,
And you just don't. You just don't because they're not gonna look at it the same. Like when you see kids do something, you're like, man, where they get that from? Like when me and my wife see my kids, we'll be like, I know where he got that from. He got that from me. You know what I'm saying? 100%. But when you're dealing with somebody else's kids,
yeah,
you don't even know what their DNA is. You kind of just gotta, figure that
yeah,
kind of stuff out. And
yeah,
and you be like, if it was my kid, it wouldn't go down like that. And that's why it's tough when you got these women out here talking about being dudes should be stepdads. Are you
Are you ready?
mentally ready to bring a stepdad into your life? Because are you going to give over the reins to him to raise your kid, even though it's not his kid, or it's only when it's convenient to you? You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
like
And that's the kind of thing.
I had uh, I had two stepdads. One, the first one, boy, you couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. But the second one, it was how you talk and how
Yeah.
it was more of like, hey, do this, do that. No yelling, no nothing.
Yeah.
No yelling, no nothing. And to this day, and that's who my mama had married.
Right.
I'm like, man, he was old. He was older,
Yeah.
but that was still like to this day, like everything that I was taught, and I was older then.
Yeah.
But I never like people don't understand. Like me and my mother's situation a little different. It was like drill sergeant cadet type stuff.
Yeah.
That's all. That was it. The drill sergeant cadet. If you know a drill sergeant, you know it. This.
Like my mom was kind of like that, but she was laid back. But she had humor too. That's probably why I get a lot of my humor from too. But I just took it to another level. But
Yeah.
um, my mom would be like, she didn't like repeat herself a lot. Like she'd say, "Get up," right?
Yeah.
Uh, if she come say it again, the belt probably coming with it. When she say, "Get up," wop wop, because you know what I'm saying. But that's the kind of the culture that she set, and I get it now. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's not fit to keep repeating herself. You know what I'm saying? Over and over, tell you to do something.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing.